FX has been sneaky good for the past few years, from shows like Atlanta, Dave, to Bear was pretty huge last year. Everybody was raving about it. They also hold on to the American Horror Story series. And to continue with their awesome programming, they have now blessed us with Shogun, where in 1600 Japan, a European ship is confiscated by a nearby fishing village. To Lord Toranaga's delight, he starts to unravel secrets that will sway the tides of war in his favor. I don't want to say it, but it's the easiest and best way to describe it. Japan Game of Thrones.
Yes, only that it was actually not what I expected.
No, I was expecting way more violence, way more carnage. I don't know why I was expecting less subtitles, because I don't like to read, but what I was reading was so impactful and important, I couldn't look away. You know how sometimes you're watching a show and you're like, okay, this is getting a little meh, let me grab my phone for a second. You can't, because you gotta read.
It had my undivided attention to the point where I never touched my cell phone.
It's both due, I think, to the writing and to everything that's going on the screen, of course. Immediately, the one I recognized was Hiroyuki Sanada, which we recently seen as Scorpion, but he's been a legend in the acting game for a long time.
Other than Hiroyuki, I've never seen any of these people, and now I'm a fan. Wait,
everybody's fantastic. Tom Hardy, Taylor Johnson. He looked like those two guys put together.
Yeah, but he had a deeper voice.
Yeah, I did not like his eyes, though. They were way too fake.
I thought there was something weird, but I never could pinpoint what it was.
Yeah, it was. They had him wear very blue contact lenses, which is a point. Like, they didn't just do it for fun. It was a point to carry the story forward. I love the setting of 1600 Japan. The wardrobe, everything that they were wearing was cool. Their weapons were all awesome. It was very interesting to see the battling worlds of having two different types of customs, and one being looked as a barbarian, while their other ones are supposed to be more civil, but they're actually doing more barbaric things than the barbarian is doing. Just that clash of customs was very interesting.
There is a clear side to which you have to root for, and in the setup and whatever. But even in that faction, there are several customs, yeah, that you are just thinking, okay, I'm siding more with a barbarian because they're infuriatingly beautiful.
Everything that's being done, as up as it is, it's not for fun. There's a purpose for it. There's so much history and rich culture to the act, whatever it is. We're not being specific because there's so many throughout the whole show that you could just pick one.
Every bit of dialogue the Japanese have between each other is the most polite and beautiful shade I've ever seen a person throw to another.
It's super serious. I don't recall a joke or anything being told throughout the whole show either.
I think John Blackthorne, which is our Englishman, I think he is supposed to be the comedic relief, but he's not.
His reactions might be you foul beast or whatever the hell he says. It's a appropriate reaction to what he's experiencing.
It is the perfect kind of extra because he is literally meeting a different breed of people.
Well, then you have Mija protecting him. So even though he's saying stuff,
oh yeah,
it's filtered through to a degree.
It would have led to even more violence.
Well, she knows what's up. She knows what's going on. She knows what is better to be said in that situation, because she's not just a dummy that's saying whatever. She's actually a very important character who has a brain and knows what's going on. And on top of that, is a badass.
There was only one scene where I was like, this looks kind of stupid, but they cleared it immediately. There's a whole background to this point. But it was oh my God, okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's very interesting to figure out what's right and what's wrong from both sides. Because again, both sides could be looked at as barbarians. And yeah, it has a bunch of Game of Thrones tropes. It has, which is always awesome.
It was also kind of artistic because they were naked.
Yeah.
But I never saw the woman's...
No.
You saw the silhouette or the figure. You only saw guy butt cheeks. But that was it. It was very tactful.
There's one scene with the brothel where she's explaining everything. And you're like, whoa. Everything is just so meaningful, even down to sex.
The courtesan is making the translator translate all she's saying. It sounded so sexy. I was like,
even she was getting all like, whew.
Yeah, she was all flustered. I'm like, some blood's flowing, bro. So I need to do something.
I need to pause and take a lap.
Yeah.
There isn't like so many storylines as Game of Thrones,
which I did like,
which is much more easier to digest. But there is like trickery. There's a guy in the middle that you don't know what the hell's going on. There's tactics where you're like, okay, he's known for being the trickery guy. Is he doing it actually for trickery? Is he not? I mean, you don't know. And then they explain all this other stuff. But that guy was by far my favorite guy, the Littlefinger character. Kashigi Ebishe. Yeah, but he was the most Japanese guy ever. He was like
the token Japanese.
He was going, he was doing all the Japanese noise I've ever heard in my life. He was doing them. He was super extra. I found him to be the comedic relief more than anything. He was my favorite. He was fun because he's a bastard. He's one of those bastards you still don't know. I still don't know at the end of the day if he was like completely one way or the other.
This guy was so aloof that you believe he was playing both sides, and I'm like, what is happening with this guy?
But it's essentially a war back and forth, and the Güero, the white guy, is kind of fighting for his life, making stuff up as he goes to try to teach them his own art of war, giving himself more value to not get killed pretty much. Plus there's a whole religious thing with the Portuguese and all this other secret stuff.
The conflict between the Portuguese, the Protestant, and then the Japanese culture in Japan. Like, there was most of the show was missing that conflict. Because they were sprinkled with the other lords. Mariko, who's the translator, there wasn't that much conflict between her Japanese heritage and her loyalties and her Christian side.
I think they're going to leave it for if there's a second season, because this is a miniseries. I don't know exactly what constitutes a miniseries.
I would imagine there's not going to be a second season.
You think it's going to be ends right there?
Yeah.
They left it up pretty open-ended. They told us what was going to happen, but we didn't see it. You're content with that? I want more.
I have to tell you the truth. I do want more. I am just seething and chomping at the bit to see more of this.
Yeah.
I really like it because, they tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And to me, it was, okay, so it happens. That cut me deep when they said, your words have power. Because he was just,
yeah.
You touch, you die. Okay.
Yeah, he just said that as like a throwaway. Being hyperbolic.
Exactly. He was just, I did a funny. But no, they take their words seriously, and the words have meaning. Words have power. It felt so effective in delivering its message.
Because there was consequences to something that was a throwaway.
Exactly.
And again, the culture and everything is just so serious that sarcasm or the way that was delivered wasn't really taken that way. So it has a great story. It has great sets. It's visually beautiful. Everything is fantastic. Going in expecting a lot of fights, a lot of violence.
Mm-hmm. Me too, yes.
And there isn't that much. And when it happens, it's like a jump scare. Like the very first one made me go, oh shit, because it really comes out of nowhere. Because there was no warning. It was just all of a sudden shit went down. So It's unexpected, fast, and violent when it does happen.
This white man alive.
Yeah.
It was just for his pleasure. He just wanted to kill the guy. Everybody was hearing this guy scream for the longest time and just went about their day.
Right. It was just another Tuesday. They were messed up, but it was another Tuesday.
Yeah. Yes.
But they would go full episodes without any violence. And then like around episode 3, there's another fight in woods. And then
Simone,
you don't see nothing. And then a few episodes later, a guy blows up.
What's happening?
Right. So they don't just dump you with very gory violence all at once. It's scattered throughout the whole series. But when it happens, you're like, all right, let's go. Like, it's good. Like, it's entertaining because you don't get as much of it.
No, even the scenes where they commit seppuku is they're filled with anguish or regret or hate or whatever.
They build up to it, Machin.
Exactly, and it's made way more impactful because of the dialogue and the situation and the atmosphere that's created around the thing.
Yeah, it's kind of early in the year, but I think it's a good one. It might be the best on the year so far.
I do wholeheartedly agree this. I mean, the first fourth of the year is already gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree that this is the best show on TV right now, or was the best show on TV right now.
If there's something better, then we're getting spoiled. But of course, let us know down in the comments down below. What do you think of Shogun? If you've seen it, you haven't seen it, you want to see it, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do you.
Bye.